I think we should get in the boat and go for a little motor around. See if we can get that jib up. See if we can give her a little test. Taking both batteries today just in case. Lulu does take a little bit more oomph to get her moving. So especially if the tide, well, say the tide, the current and the wind is against us. So we're going to take both batteries just in case. I know then if I've got one battery spare, I can get the whole length of the lake full pelt if I need to. We'll put the e-propulsion battery on the back, and then we'll store this one as our emergency just in the lazarette. Always check that's working before you leave, otherwise you end up trying to leave and the battery, maybe the connector's not in properly, and you're kind of stranded then drifting, which is never good in a boat. I'm still amazed at just how shallow water this boat will float in. Look at her, she's nowhere near touching the bottom, and we're in, look, ankle deep water. It's amazing. It makes for a brilliant boat to get on and off on the shore. So I'm going to give her a big push off, and then we're just going to motor and see where the wind takes us today. I haven't got the rudder in at the moment because we're too shallow. So we're just using the tiller. Just if you lift it up, especially in these conditions, you can steer like this. It's not great for doing it all day, but just to get away, get off the shore, it's fine. There we go. Oh, it's great to be back on the water again, I'm not going to lie. Even motoring with no wind is still brilliant. Being on holiday and seeing all those boats just made me miss being here, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's been a long time coming. So once you pick up a little bit of speed, it's best to use the rudder that comes with the boat because it's much bigger. When you don't have any speed, obviously the rudder doesn't work because the propeller is aft of the rudder. So the reason some sailboats, you know, work, you can steer them from standstill in a marina is that the propeller is in front of the rudder, so there's water travelling over the rudder, so that will push the boat one way or the other. So I realised I had my morning coffee this morning and it was rubbish. The Costa machine I normally go to, I don't know, it is a bit hit and miss, that machine. Sometimes you can get a really nice coffee out of there, and sometimes it's rubbish. Today it was rubbish, so I figure I've earned myself a first trip of the season, believe it or not, to the Adventure Centre Cafe. I've always said best coffee on the lake there, so let's hope it lives up to its reputation. We're going to also dock for the first time. I think oh no, we have docked up there in Mockingbird, haven't we? But first time with Lulu on the dock over there. We've got boat speedo on. It's found a home there, and actually it works quite well. This will keep on all day long, and the battery in that phone is like 8,000 milliamp hour, which is like twice the normal battery size of smartphone, and doesn't seem to run the battery down at all. I have it on all day and it's still got like 70%, and it's nice to know the speed. So we're doing 4 miles an hour on 400 watts, which is perfect, absolutely perfect. No wind, the lake is like glass. It's a lovely little boat here. Look at that. I love it. It's like a tiny little sailboat, but it's a real sailboat. I love that. Here we go. It's actually called the Lock Cafe. It should really be called the Lake Cafe, but who am I to argue? See the sun up there, just trying to break through. This is actually one of the main roads, the A494 I think, takes you all the way down to Pembrokeshire. I think I feel like I've been here before, sitting on this dock at the Adventure Centre, having a nice flat white. I've only taken a few sips and this one's given me a bit of a rush. I don't drink hardly any coffee these days, so when I have one, it kind of, if it's a bit strong, it can be a bit hard to cope with. But yeah, this one's nice. The one this morning was rubbish and I needed it. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning and I need a little bit of a boost. So here's to a decent coffee. The rudder of the boat is literally scraping. There's a big rock there you can see. So when you clear that rock, you want to get rid of that rock down there, because once that rock's cleared, you've got a little bit of depth here. I can just feel when I turn the rudder around just to keep the tiller handle up, I could just feel the rocks scraping against it. So we're in about as shallow a water as we dare. If we want to keep the rudder down, we can always take the rudder up and, you know, make sure the centerboard's up, and then we can land in 8 inches of water if we need to. So, but it's a hassle taking the rudder up. So I know there are various ways of hoisting flags, etc., but I'm just going to revert to the tie-it method. So there's 2 little mini tie-its, and all I'm going to do is tie the flag onto these lines. So there we go. I think I should have maybe fed the line through there actually, but I can't anyway because it's like a loop. But these are really strong, and once it flaps in the wind it will stop it from going. So now I can hoist that all the way or wherever I want it. Let's go. Try to do this with one hand, and then literally I just tie it off here. Hi guys, finding a nice home on that boat there. That's good. So we're just cruising slowly along a way. It's quite shallow here, can't see the bottom just yet, but what I thought we'd do, just as there's no wind at the moment, we'll just go for a little tour of the lake. But this time what we'll do, I'm going to try and show you the 2 rivers, one that feeds the lake and one that exits the lake. Now I assumed that the water travelled north to south, but you know, obviously that isn't the way. The water actually exits through the north of the lake, and you might just be able to see the bridge just over there, and that's where the water actually goes to. And you know that because when you're trying to dock at the sailing club, the current can sometimes catch you and pull you away from the moorings over there, or the pontoon should I say, over there. And yeah, so you know the water flows that way. So we're about halfway across now. There's the Adventure Centre and there's the bridge. We're just going to aim for that. It does get super duper shallow going up there, so what I might do is take the rudder out, or at least pull it up, so we can get as close as possible. Oh, the sun has arrived. Oh, I love it. I forgot to mention, I didn't put my new hat on today because and I haven't put any sun cream on either, because it was due to be very overcast today. We're almost getting as close as I want to get. You may remember at the end of last season when the lake was super drained, it showed you a really good detail of where there was quite a good old, almost like stone bank so we don't really want to get too close. I'm looking frantically over the side here, but again, the water's so kind of peaty here that you have to, you know, the bottom can come quite soon. So this may be the closest we get. Yeah, just take a little bearing over there just to see. Well, I mean, it's clear that we're moving, so you can see we're still moving forward and out. I think if we just sat here, yeah, in fact we're moving fairly at a good rate actually, to the point I'm going to reverse now because I can see the bottom. Let's just take the anti-collision off because it doesn't like that. Yeah, that's as close as I want to get, to be honest with you, because I don't know for sure where that sandbank is. We'll get this way, I think, there. There we go, and out we go. As soon as we get to about 1.5 to 2 knots, you can just feel the rudder of the boat, you know, the boat's own rudder starts to work. Whoa. That was the rudder hitting the bottom of the lake. So I think we've actually answered the problem. I know I did a video the other week, but I actually haven't edited that as we speak now because I've been on holiday. But that answers the conundrum of what hits the bottom first, and it seems to be the rudder. Thank God. New hat, and actually I don't wear sunglasses enough when I'm sailing, so I'll put a pair of sunglasses on today, help protect my eyes a little bit. There's Mucking Dee, bobbing away. We'll go out straight out of here towards that buoy there, so we're clear of all these boats. Bye bye, darling. We need to have a sail on Mucking Dee very soon, don't we? Because it's been all about the lugger recently, but she's such a brilliant boat, and I'm trying to learn to cruise on the sea, which is why I'm sort of focusing on Lulu a little bit at the moment. But especially when there's light winds, Mucking Dee would be a better sail. So yeah, I think she'll always have a home, Mucking Dee, here. We'll always come down here for a nice sail on the lake. We're motoring at 5 miles an hour. Let me check how many, and we're only doing nearly just under 600 watts. That's pretty good going. So we'll be able to get places on that. We've got about 3 hours range doing that, which means I could probably go up and down the lake down the lake once, up and then down 3 times at this sort of pace. And Mucking Dee will only do 5.5 miles an hour because her hull speed stops her. And actually, yeah, she gets to that about between about 500 watts. So this isn't bad. It goes to show how little wind and current there is today. Nice, 5.1 now. I've got myself a cheeky cake from the shop on the way. Chocolate croissant today. Make sure we don't lose that. I'm going to try not to spill any crumbs in the bilges, because the bilges get pretty dirty. Actually, we're going to have to give Lulu a bit of a wipe down, because she stood outside all the time. The decks here got a little bit mucky. So yeah, we often come and have a little cup of coffee and a chat here on the more sociable days. I often don't take video when I'm with other people though, because I'm always a bit, I wonder what they feel about it, you know. So Yeah, I don't want to be a pest, if you know what I mean. Ah, I wonder what that is. Ooh, what's more stingers here? Nope, just the red bowl. I don't know if you can see, but there's a ton of little fish in the lake here. As I walk along, you'll see them darting about. They like the shallower water and the sunshine, I guess the warmer water. This is what I love about this boat. You can just walk to the front without it bothering. It's just like a proper boat. So one of the techniques I sometimes use to get off the shore when I'm using an anchor is to actually use the anchor to pull me away and into deeper water. So you can actually don't want to be that side of it. Let's try and just come this side. And then what you can do, and I'm going to try and do this with one hand while without damaging my boat. Ready? You can actually let it go again like that, and then pull yourself a little bit further out. And you can do this when you come into land. I've noticed people in the Dinghy Cruising Association, Roger Barnes seems to do this. I've seen on a few of his videos. And look, we're in super deep water. Well, we're not super deep, but we're in probably 5-6 foot deep maybe there, something ish, 4 foot, 5 foot, enough to get the engine down. I'm going to do it one more time and then we'll get underway. One thing calm and windless weather's good for is drone flying. And I've had very mixed results trying to get my drone to follow and get a really good video of Mockingbird. I think she just, the drone doesn't like to, I think she's just too small with her sails down to be tracked. I don't think the drone recognises the small boats so easily. I don't know why. It might just be because there's not a lot of it out the water. It's also black, which might make a difference. I don't know, black might not be the greatest colour to track maybe, for contrast, especially on the lake. The lake looks, you know, if you look at the lake, it's quite black. So I'm going to get the drone up now and see if we can get a little bit of joy with Lulu. See if we can get it tracking Lulu without the sails up. saying there's something really weird going on with the weather station. Someone seems to have, I thought it was a boat, but someone seems to have put their boat or canoe or paddleboard like on the weather station. Enchanted forest. Here we are. Oh look, load of rubbish again. Hey, beer cans. Oh, I don't know. Oh, never noticed that. Oh, tie up to that. So calm today again. I literally paddled Lulu in. She did about 3 paddles and we were in. It is picking up, but very, very slightly. Another hour, I think we're going to get about 6 miles an hour, which is good enough to get the sails up. So yeah, I'm going to find a nice spot now for a spot of lunch, and then we'll move on. We're aground here. There's no rocks here. I never realised. Look, it's very gravelly bottom here. Very few rocks. So as long as you come in carefully, the boat you can hear the boat just idle up into the gravel. Almost sand in places. So here we are at the bottom of the lake. There's the little cove where the adventure centre is down here. I think that's like obviously the big campsite. And this is the entrance of the lake. This is where the river comes in. Oh, I'm not doing... We are really shallow here, so we're just going to reverse a little. But this is where the river comes in, and you can see along here, that's one of the banks, and it goes around that little spur. I actually can't get any closer. Unless we paddle, of course. We could try. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. So, we've turned back round, we've got the motor and the rudder up, and we're paddling in here. We are very close to the ground here. So I've been paddling, and it's actually got a little bit deeper now. Oh, hang on. So here we are, look, we're at the mouth of the river here. And you can see the river down there now. These 2 canoers have been up there. Perfect boat for the shallow river here. And it's gone actually a bit deeper. I'm panting a little bit because you can see where the wind is. Obviously you can see, look, we're being pushed out by the river anyway. But also the wind's not on our side. So I've been paddling like crazy trying to get us to this shore here, but you can see what I'm up against. Can't eat for talking. It's quite late for lunch, about 1ish now. Another chap there on his canoe going up the river now. I've set anchor. I pulled myself in, and then it was becoming a little bit too difficult. So, oh, and I've got this running still. But yeah, so we've settled here right at the mouth of the river, in the way of everyone, but it'll be okay. We can look at the telltales and see which way the wind's coming from now. Looks like it's southeasterly, so that's brilliant because we can reach all the way back.